do, what it do. Ha ha. This your boy AJ. Other Deep Thought. I'm back at it again. Once again. Ha ha. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How y'all doing today, YouTube? Y'all already know what the fuck going on. I ain't gonna waste no time, so let's get it. So, today, I want to talk about freestyling. Yes, sir. I want to talk about freestyling. What is the art of freestyling when it comes to hip hop? You know, a lot of people got a lot of different variations. There's a lot of different concepts when it comes to freestyle rhyme, freestyle rap, or just regular freestyling. And I I have been paying attention. It's been a debate. It has been a debate about when it comes to freestyling, what is considered true freestyling or what is real freestyling when it comes to hip hop. So I got two different perspectives. You get what I'm saying? But they all connect similar. You feel me? And I want to react and talk about it. You feel me? Shout out to the brother Justin Hunty, aka the Company Man, for his YouTube channel, his YouTube video. He talked about the definition of freestyling about 5 years ago, you know, and I want to react to it as well as another video from another YouTuber by the name of Flowers that did a video about freestyling as well. So I just wanted to talk about it, man, and I just want to hear how y'all feel about this whole freestyling situation. So we're gonna check out Justin Hunt's video first, and then we're gonna get to the actual video when it comes to actual what does it mean to freestyle by Flowers, the YouTuber. So let's get into it. You already know what's going on.
Check this out. The real definition of freestyle. It's all happening.
Status selector.
Shout out to the home team Ambrosia for Heads. One of the reasons it's an honor to partner with them is because along with the latest in hip hop news, they consistently drop these historical pieces on the evolution of the culture. Last month, they uncovered a forgotten MTV interview with LL Cool J, Redman, Method Man, and DMX. The conversation took place 21 years ago on the set of LL's video shoot for 4321 off of Phenomenon. That track would end up reaching legendary status because it sparked the beef between Cool James and Cannabis. Another story for another day. During the conversation, MTV's Abby Curse asked LL to define the term freestyle. Here's what he said.
A lot of times when people talk about freestyle, it's interesting because, being a student of hip hop and growing up on hip hop, I learned that, freestyling back in the days really was when you write a rhyme and then you say it. And then what people call freestyle now is really what people used to call off the top of the head. So it kills me when people say freestyle because it's like it's the wrong definition, but it's just taking on this ill kind of connotation.
The second part of that answer is where the debate still rages today. It's super common to hear people call freestyles off the top, rhymes made up on the spot. TCM is here, crystal clear, no fear, it's 2019, killing everything this year. That was whack, but you get the point. And if it's not off the top, then it's a written, and somehow that's different than freestyling. But the first part of LL Cool J's quote is what's interesting. Here's what he said.
And that's basically what the video is about. Like, what do we as the consumers of hip hop, what do we feel is real freestyle? Do y'all feel like freestyling is what LL said is writing a rhyme, written rhymes, like you actually write your rhyme down and you just say it, and if you look up the definition version of freestyle, they'll tell you that it means a free of style. So that means whatever that you say, even if you write it down, that's a form of style. It's like its style is free. Like the style that you saying is different, is random, is unexpected in a sense, if it makes sense. And then of course you got what most of us would call a freestyle nowadays is off the top of the head, off the dome, which is just you just saying some shit off your head, spontaneous rhymes. That's basically what you're doing. And that's basically what the debate has been. What is an actual freestyle? But we finna get deep in the video. Let's get into it.
Freestyling is when you write a rhyme, and then you say it. We'll come back to that. DMX was up next. Here's how X described it.
But you came out.
Just talking mess, that's all. You know what I'm saying? Not talking about any particular subject, just talking about how good you are. That was freestyle to me, because there's many styles of rap, you know what I'm saying? Story rhymes, there's, you know what I'm saying, all type of styles. So freestyle to me is a style, you know what I'm saying? Just not really speaking on any one particular subject, just how nice you are.
For me, freestyle is not speaking on any particular subject. Keep that in mind as well. Now, Redman later in the conversation adds that a freestyle can be a great calling card for up-and-coming, young, undiscovered, hungry MCs. He also adds that sometimes it's off the top of the head, but sometimes it's just the lyrics that can be about anything.
And right there is what I feel like a lot of people get it misconstrued or mixed up when it comes to freestyle or the word freestyle. People feel like if you hear, oh, kick a freestyle, 9 times out of 10 they feel like, oh, you finna go off top of the dome. Which can be true, but sometimes if you tell someone go and kick a freestyle, it might be some rhymes he done written, but he memorized it. It's rhymes that he written, but he memorized it. He memorized them. So he remembered the rhymes that he wrote rather than just saying something at random, just saying certain rhymes, just kicking rhymes at random, just kicking it at random. But a freestyle can actually be a written and you memorized it. You know what I'm saying? Like you memorized what you wrote. You just memorized it and you just kicking it on spot. That would be a form of freestyling. Just keep that in mind as we keep going with this video.
You can write a freestyle just talking about anything, any particular subject. You can jump from subject to subject. Links in the description. But put this into perspective. 21 years ago, MTV asked Redman, Method Man, DMX, and LL Cool J to define freestyle and got 3 different answers. LL Cool J's first project, Radio, came out in 1985. By 1997, 12 years after LL debuted, the term freestyle had broadened significantly. But what does freestyle mean in 2019? For perspective, we hit up Papoose for his take on the conversation, along with his star turn in Love.
And from there, I'm going to stop it from there. I get back to the video, but I get back to it, but I'm going to stop it from there. So yeah, basically, when you listen to Justin Hunt's video that he made 5 years ago, speaking on the definition of freestyling and what it means to freestyle, he had that well-known MTV clip of DMX, Redman, and LL speaking on what is y'all meaning of freestyle. You got 3 different answers from 3 different top MCs of that era. LL say a freestyle is you write a rhyme and you say it. DMX said, it's just a style. It's a style that's free. It's whatever on your mind, whatever on the top of your head. Redman comes in and said a freestyle can either be off the top or it can be written. Just as long as it's at random. It can be about anything, because it's a form of style that's free. So I say that to say this. The way I was coming up, the way I came up, and most people who around my age group, 30 and up, can understand that when we was all in school and we was, back in the day, we was, what I'm saying, we wanted to rap. We all was in the school lunch table. You always had somebody make the beat on the table. Once someone make the beat on the table, that's when it's time to rap. It's time to freestyle. Now, we all being kids, We just thinking, oh, we doing this shit off the top. Ain't nobody writing this. Come to find out that some of us that actually wrote their rhymes, but they memorized it. So that would be a form of freestyling. They wrote rhymes. It was written. It's written, but they memorized their rhymes. You feel what I'm saying? They remember what they wrote rather than actually pulling it out while you're freestyling. You feel me? And I get to that when it comes to this next video. So shout out to the YouTuber Flowers, man. He make a lot of dope hip hop contemporary videos on YouTube. I will leave his link down in the bottom of the description below at the end of this video, man. Y'all check him out, show him love. Alright. So yeah, like I said before, Flowers made a video about freestyling and he spoke on it. And in his video, he say freestyling is a lie. You feel me? So we finna get to the bottom of this, man. Like I said before, shout out to him and his YouTube channel. Make sure y'all support his channel and what he got going. Let's get it.
Freestyling, one of hip hop's most beloved tests of skill. It separates the legendary rappers from the good rappers, from the absolutely abysmal rappers, or does it?
Years ago, they tried to put me in the. This is a lie.
Let's
Hell
talk about
no.
it. So I want to give y'all an update on the last video I released. In short, it flopped initially. And there's a lot of reasons that video had poor traffic, but a major one is the copyright limitations from the ciphers. YouTube says these things do not affect visibility. In my experience, it certainly does.
Oh my shoulders, oh my shoulders, oh my arms, oh my day, even though they broke, oh my god.
And hey, that's a part of YouTube. Stuff like that happens often, and we all have to navigate it. It's just the thing that irritates me about it is the person who copyrighted the video isn't even the one who owns the songs. I got a content ID claim from 2 different artists. Doesn't this artwork seem similar to you? Oh, I got words for you, man.
We're going to fast forward this because he ain't done up a rant on about. So right here is when he actually speak on freestyling. So let's get into the video now.
If, ands, or buts. And then there's the camp that believes 2 major camps with some offshoots. There's the freestyling means everything is strictly off the top, every single time, no ifs, ands, or buts. And then there's the camp that believes it can be written and still be considered a freestyle. I admittedly was a part of the former group at one time. There was a time where I assumed that the word freestyle in a song title meant that they did it in one take. Growing up, when I heard someone freestyling on BET, the reason I was amazed was because I couldn't fathom the amount of forethought that was needed to keep the juggling act going. And back in the day, when we were all beating on tables and snapping pins during lunch, I assumed we were all making stuff up on the spot. But as I got older, I began to notice that wasn't always the case. Before we get all the way into it, I'm going to add my usual disclaimer. I do not claim that my thoughts have their origin in the mind of greatness. This is just my opinion. We are talking like we're friends, because we are. Subscribe. Now, there's not much room to dispute its origin based off of old head accounts.
As you can see, this is basically what a freestyle is in definition form. It says when a lead instrumentalist acts as an improviser with a supporting band providing the beat. Freestyle originally was simply verse that is free of style. Written rhymes that do not follow a specific subject matter or predetermined cadence. The newer style with the improvisation grew popular starting in the early 90s. It is now mainly associated with hip hop. Basically, a freestyle ain't nothing but a free of style. It's rhymes that's you ain't talking about no particular subject matter. You ain't really speaking on no type of subject. You just kicking rhymes of whatever is on your mind. Ain't no subject. Ain't no subject to nothing. You just kicking rhymes like I just walk like you just like when you hear that you have to understand that it was just a free of style. So we gonna keep going with the video, but I just wanted to let that be thrown out there as we get deep in the video.
And the internet. Everything is on the internet, people. From Wikipedia, which is not the best source, but we work with what we have. Freestyle originally was simply a verse free of style, written rhymes that do not follow a specific subject matter or predetermined cadence. Big Daddy Kane seems to agree with this sentiment, saying, in the 80s, when we said we wrote a freestyle rap, that meant that it was a rhyme that you wrote that was free of style. Micah 9 added, back in the day, freestyle was busting a rhyme about anything random, and it was a written rhyme or something memorized.
See? See what I'm saying? Did I not just say you can have a freestyle that you written, but you memorize what you wrote? You memorize the rhymes that you wrote. So that right there would be a form of freestyling. You know? Because you written your rhyme down, but you memorize the rhyme that you written rather than keeping it on you and have it out and rap it in front of people. You memorize what you spit. You memorize what you wrote down. And when someone say go and kick a freestyle, you just kick what you had written already, but you memorized it. That is a form of freestyling. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that, especially nowadays when today you got a lot of these platforms, they got a lot of these freestyle type shows where they get upcoming artists or newer artists and they're having to like kick a freestyle or whatever. You know, 9 times out of 10, them guys are not really freestyling. I mean, they freestyling. Don't get me wrong. They are freestyling. It's a form of freestyling. You know, because they have a rhyme that they probably written. They memorized it and they kicked it on the show that they went on. You feel me? But it ain't it ain't off the top of the head type of freestyle. You know, it ain't off top of the dome. You know, it's something that you written but you memorized it. And I feel like that misconception there is how a lot of people get it mixed up because they get the off the top mixed up with what has already been written, but they memorized it. But we'll get deep into that though. Let's get back to the video.
So if that's the original meaning, how did we get here? A timeline where most people believe that the word freestyling implies it can only be improvised on the spot. What served as the catalyst that led to people losing their appreciation for written freestyles? I personally believe it was one of the effects of people misconstruing a certain someone's words. But in a lot of our defense, by the time the majority of us here were cognitive, the term had already taken on a newer meaning. And I get exactly why freestyling as a skill became so prominent in rap culture. In an era where hip hop was full of monsters that could write today's top artists underneath the table, there needed to be some type of way to establish who exactly was the best. I just don't see why we didn't pick a different word. Now we got everybody confused for no reason. I hope you stub your toe today. I hope you interview for your dream job and they ghost you. I hope your dog runs away from you and
Yeah, we're gonna fast forward this because this is him freestyling about whatever. I don't know what he's freestyling about. I'm just gonna fast forward.
they're confused for no reason. I hope you stub your toe today. I hope you interview for your dream job and they them all. I hope you drop it on the floor. I believe a lot of freestyles that we hear, 80 to 90%, are written. And I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm sure it saves us from a lot of trash. But the chances of a rapper going to a place where they may need to freestyle and not preparing are extremely low.
Exactly. And I feel like that's where a lot of people get it misconstrued. You know, a lot of these artists that's out today, that's out now, they not the freestyling type. You know, best believe no matter what platform they own, them guys are kicking some shit that they already had written down and they done put down on the pad and they done memorized it. Real talk. A perfect example of this, it would be them double XL ciphers. 9 times out of 10, all them double XL freshman ciphers are all predetermined writtens that they have had, but they memorized them and they kicked it as a freestyle for the stage. which there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm gonna give you another one. Most times, some of these rappers will literally regurgitate a verse from a song they had and call that a freestyle. Real talk. Some of them will do that. They'll regurgitate a verse that they done put out that was a song. But before they made it a song, it was a freestyle that they turned into a song. But I'm talking about when they took a verse of a song that they done already dropped, they done already put out, kick it at another platform as a freestyle. Now I ain't gonna lie, that kind of shit be making me mad sometimes. Like, damn, bro, you ain't got another rhyme to re-kick. But hey, that's just me. That's just me, man. Let's get back to the video. Shout out to the brother Flowers, man.
Label wouldn't want you to fail. The platform doesn't want to embarrass them and ruin their relationships. And just from a business standpoint, why would they risk people possibly not buying their next album over a verse they spit for free? And I know it seems like I'm trying to ruin the magic for everybody, but I'm really not, I promise. There are people that have an unnatural ability to freestyle anytime, anywhere, off the top. They're just that rare. And they don't sound like these pristine verses that get passed off as quote unquote freestyles. Some of these rappers aren't technically lying. They're just hoping no one asks. And if someone were to ask, they'll just fall back on the old definition like it was what they were going for the whole time. And that's where I feel like we run into an issue, because the only problem I have with written freestyles is if you lie about it being written. Such is the case for
Exactly. That's the shit that makes me mad more than anything. If you got a written freestyle, you got a written freestyle. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with a written. You know, if you got a written freestyle, hell, I done did it before. I had songs, well, not songs. I had rhymes that I just wrote down and just kept them. It was just rhymes. They weren't going to no song. I wasn't gonna make no song without the verse that I made. It was just shit. And you know, I freestyled them. Like, I was already written them, but I memorized them and I freestyled it to people. There's nothing wrong with it. It's when you lie about it is when it becomes the issue. Like, you have a so-called freestyle that you got, but you got your phone out. Why is your phone out and is you freestyling? That's the point. You hiding the fact that you really can't do the off the top shit. You doing written freestyle and you're lying about that. No, man. No, you got to make a choice. That's how I feel. You got to make a choice.
Troy Ave. Troy Ave got rightfully clowned for using a phone during his Sway freestyle. This is similar to the Drake situation, but at least Drake was holding that phone front and center. I'll give him that. Troy Ave tried to hide it like a coward. And then Sway moves the bottles. And the funniest part about this is even with the writing, it wasn't that impressive.
Been had women in gold around my neck. I'm a hustler. What the fuck you expect? I'll be right.
Man, looking down like a motherfucker.
That's a fact. I came through with the Hirachis and matching hat. I'm that nigga getting money, I flex.
Also,
and see, here's the thing. If you can't really rap, trying to freestyle is not your strong suit. Because if your shit is trash, if you writing it, best believe it's going to be trash if you try to freestyle it. Like, some things are just not for everybody. That's just how I feel. You know, there's an avenue for what you're trying to do, but understand that everything ain't for everybody. You know, and a lot of people, as they grow up, as they come into this world, they'll understand that better, you know. Troy Ave already, he lied about saying he was freestyling. He had a whole phone. Then when you try to redeem yourself, that was just as worse as the shit that you wrote. So, I don't get it.
You're a bum for dissing the dead man. I think some of us are underestimating humans' ability to recall information. Rappers can and do write verses to pass off as freestyles for later. Then they go on Tim Westwood, Funk Flex, On the Radar, slightly adjusted to fit the beat, and boom. And that's if they weren't already told which beat they would be using. But maybe you're not convinced. We can all think whatever we like. I'm just saying, chances are pretty low. And here's some things that I look for when I want to see if a freestyle is written or truly off the dome. One is if their so-called freestyle sounds exactly like a verse from their album, i.e. same cadence and everything, it's written. Well, here, I don't want to speak in absolutes, so it's more likely that it's written. Secondly, why is that artist there? Not a whole bunch of artists are spitting in an uncontrolled environment, so if they're on like The Breakfast Club, Sway, Big Boy, and then they're to promote an album, talk about an important topic, they're not going to leave that up to chance. Another thing, can you see this person processing the beat? If they're blowing past the beat, that should be a red flag. Are they using words they use often? Speaking about their usual subjects. Is there a narrative, which is extremely rare for something off the top? And bonus points if they are visualizing. I don't know what it is when people close their eyes and it's almost like they can see a karaoke ball bouncing across the words. But if they're doing that in conjunction with a couple of other things, mostly doing something that I like to call playing double dutch with the beat, they get in where they fit in, that's more authentic. But hey, if you still don't believe what I'm talking about, let's look at some tape from the man himself, Kendrick Lamar. And he is nice enough to do all the things that I'm talking about in one video. Initially, he spits a pre-written verse. Most of you will know this from Mortal Man.
He begged and pleaded, asked me to feed him twice. I didn't believe it, told him beat it.
Due to copyright issues, I'm not gonna play this. I'm gonna stop it right here. But I'm gonna go in the video like this here. You feel me? This is how I feel. I'm gonna keep it all the way 100. When it comes to freestyling, no matter what it is, rather if you write the shit or if you do off the top, if you ain't good at it, you might want to master it and learn it and get better at it. You feel me? And that goes for any up and coming young rap artist that's trying to come up. You deal what I'm saying, man? That's all I got to say about that, man. But y'all tell me how y'all feel about this subject, man. Do you feel like a freestyle is something that you write down, a style of free of style, you dig? Or is a freestyle is what we now call it now, off the top of the head, off the dome, just putting words together, just saying shit. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm in the video saying this here, man. Regardless of how you feel about freestyles, understand there are some dope MCs out here, some dope rappers that put it down who are great freestylers. And then you have some dope MCs, some dope rappers who write they freestyles. But at the end of the day, man, all we want is some dope ass music. We don't really care about that other stuff. We just want some dope ass music. So, yeah, man, I'm out this motherfucker. I will see y'all in the next video. Shout out to the YouTuber Flowers and the company man Justin Hunty for the videos, man. I will catch y'all in the next video. Peace and one love.